Hey, what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and today I've got 5 underground bands to recommend to fans of the Dillinger Escape Plan. And hey, if you'd like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. First up, we have a band I named on my best albums of 2020 list, Torrential Downpour. This project has actually been around quite some time, but is perhaps best known for 2014's Truth, Knowledge, Vision, and now their latest EP, 2020. And while my subscribers may be sick of me talking about this band by now between the reviews and band interview on the podcast, I don't think I can ever say too much about how great this band truly is. Their sound is a chaotic mix of synth-infused mathcore and ISIS-influenced post-metal with a little bit of Gojira in their more progressive song structures. If you loved Mike Patton's stint in the Dillinger Escape Plan for Irony is a Dead Scene, this is the band for you. Alternatively, if you fancy yourself more of a fan of the raw, calculating infinity sound with a little bit of Ed Gain for good measure, Mothman is the music you need.
For I am Onyx the Fortuitous, Slayer of the Bright Realm, and Hunter of the Mothman.
This one-man project is based out of Texas and packed with pure chaos and with some death growls thrown in for good measure. It's a very noisy project, but of course with some fun little hooks that pop up on tracks like Fiery Faith from the excellent 2016 album Answers to No One. Mothman claims to play the most intense shit ever and aims to bring the most abrasive music possible. In this, I think that they are more than on the right track. Then we've got highly requested Medford, Oregon band Steaksauce Mustache. With a bit of a southern swagger seeping into their sound and a sardonic sense of humor, this band arguably might have fit better on my bands like Every Time I Die list, but when those chuggy, chaotic guitars kick in, there is no denying the Dillinger comparisons. That said, Steaksauce Mustache clearly have a number of other influences as well, with their 2019 album Superwoke reminding me at times of everything from The Chariot to Daughters. They describe themselves as full-bore chaotic partycore, and suffice it to say they are just an absolute blast to listen to. If I were to compare them to a particular period in the Dillinger Escape Plan's career, I think the oddball energy and diversity of their sound most closely relate to Miss Machine. Next, we have New York band Juan Bond, which was another name that came up repeatedly when I asked for input on who to include in the final 5. One of 2 bands on this list to incorporate violin into their sound, theirs is an eclectic mix that includes some lighter moments of kind of Glassjaw-esque clean singing alongside the very Ben Wyman-influenced mathy riffs on tracks like Porky. The band doesn't have a ton of content to speak of yet, but their 2017 self-titled EP is a really good time, and seeing recordings of their performances really makes me want to catch them live. Speaking of which, they've been doing a lot of live recording sessions on YouTube lately from their new album Womb, which is dropping January 1st via Dark Trail Records. The snippet I played at the top is from the opening track, Garbage Juice. And last but not least, we have the only band on this list to also actually be featured on the Bands Like Every Time I Die list, the Callus Dow Boys. Longtime followers of the channel will know that from video reviews to the podcast, I will take any chance I can get to shout this band's name from the rooftops. The Callus Dow Boys are a band out of Georgia who went from more or less being complete unknowns to the darlings of the underground mathcore scene with the dropping of 2019's Die on Mars. This was one of my favorite albums of not only that year, but the entire last decade. Thanks to the youthful energy and impressive talents of this gang of musicians, as well as the always magnetic sense of humor of frontman Carson Pace, this is a must-listen mathcore band for the 2010s with one of my most anticipated upcoming releases. Think the ferocious technicality of the Dillinger Escape Plan meets the chuckle-inducing lyrics of Every Time I Die. And that's it, y'all. 5 bands from the underground that you should definitely check out if you love the Dillinger Escape Plan. Thanks to everyone who helped me narrow it down, and I have plenty more, so let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a part 2. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.